Yeah, what of it?
Once upon a time, in a land far away, three friends set out on an adventure one day. Their names were Harry, Kean, and Jake, and they were the hosts of a podcast. They travelled through forests, over mountains and seas, encountering all sorts of oddities and mysteries. They met Mr. Bean and had tea with the Queen, and even had a run in with Bigfoot, if you know what I mean. They talked about superheroes and comic book lore, and all of the movies that they absolutely adore. From Avengers to Justice League, they discussed every detail and never did fatigue. But their adventure wasn't all fun and games, as they encountered some foes who were anything but tame. From wicked witches to giant trolls, they had to think fast and use all of their roles. But with quick wit and a bit of luck, they always managed to come out on top. And even when things got tough and dire, they always managed to light up the fire. So if you're looking for a podcast that's a thrill, with hosts who are funny, nerdy, and got skill, look no further than Yeah, What of It. They'll take you on an adventure you won't soon forget.
So thanks to ChatGPT for that one.
That's fucking amazing. It did rhyme some words that don't really go together, but most of it was 99% there.
I don't know why it tried to
it.
rhyme it ? With forget !
Because punctuation rhymes, you just can't hear it.
Oh, of course. It has yet again been 2 weeks since we last recorded. I think we know what the major thing is that we've been up to over the past 2 weeks. But before we get to that, is there anything else that you guys have been up to?
I've been having this issue at my place since I moved in. It's been two separate occasions. First occasion was like second week after moving in. So my back door, it looks like it's it's towards the main road. There's a garden. There's a fence. There was a fence at the end that was like hanging down. It was hot one day, and I just had the door open. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was probably playing something, and I heard something rustling, and I thought, it's probably just like a fox or something.
It's a mole.
And I put my head out. There was just two motherfuckers at the end, just like trying on the gate, like trying to pull the fence down even more because it was already hanging. I was like, you sons of bitches. But they must have heard me like push the door open further or something because they scarped it or whatever. Told the landlord they replaced the fence. And then 2 days ago, there's a gate at the back of the garden. And when I originally moved in, there's like this beefy lock on it. Landlord was like, we don't have the keys for that. So just leave it. The alleyway just goes out the back. I was like, cool, whatever. Anyway, I looked out 2 days ago and the gate was just fucking open.
Oh, you said this, yeah.
Yeah, I went to
Right.
go look. There's no lock to be found anywhere. Like, the lock's just disappeared. I messaged the landlord. They said, no, they still don't have the keys. I was like,
That's not the
hella
point.
sus. Yeah, I was like, hella sus. So now I've moved my three-headed flail closer to the back door.
Yeah, absolutely.
just in case, because the whole time I've lived here, I've never locked the back door once. I always believe if someone wants to break into your place, a locked door really isn't going to stop them.
Wait, so you've moved your flail further away from yourself and closer to the people who are going to break in?
Hey?
If you put your flail closer to the back door...
because the flail was under the stairs. Now when I stand up, because I do the same routine every morning when I stand up, is throw myself towards my feet. I don't roll over the side, so it's like at the foot of my bed.
Oh,
It's
fair.
it's the way I get up. So I'll roll over, grab it, and because I sleep butt naked, hopefully that adds to the thing. I can't sleep with clothes on. It's just horrible.
It adds emotional damage.
Yeah, emotional damage. That means there's 4 fucking things swinging when I'm coming out this door.
Jake, what have you been up to apart from what we're going to discuss in a minute?
Applying for a new job, that'll be all right. Then I'll have even less time to do the podcast. No,
Yeah,
it should...
people from work might be listening to this.
Oh, actually, no, they're not. I was not telling people about this.
So I have not told anyone at my work about this. I've literally not really told my family either. 'Cause I'm like,
I
I don't
told
want
work
anyone
Jake
to know.
about it.
Yeah, but work Jay's a little hoe trying to steal my best friend. Honestly, Harry, me and Kim will be sat there having like a nice time, just chilling, vibing. We talk all day long, every day, pretty much. And then out of nowhere, he just brings up work Jake like he's a normal person. Oh yeah.
Well, I
Other
expect he
Jake's
is a
really
normal
funny.
person.
No,
Other Jake does this. No.
I don't think other Jake is like an alien. I think he's a real person. I don't disbelieve
Other Jake's
him.
trying to steal Kian, and Kian's a little hoe bag. So I've got to lay that
Oh,
all
well, yeah,
out.
that's the concern. Not whether he's real or not. I don't think
I
Kian's got some sort of schizophrenic version of
Or-
you at work.
Or he's gaslighting me.
With gaslighting you. I've got a couple of things on my notepad. Number one of my favourite childhood superheroes, the Blue Beetle. His trailer for his movie's come out and it looks great.
Ooh,
We should be getting another trailer for The Flash in the next couple of hours. I watched the 30th anniversary Power Rangers thing on Netflix. It was fucking weird, okay? It's like it hits you a little bit in the feels.
Yeah.
So the only original Power Rangers they have are the blue one and the black one. The Black Ranger, he's fine. He's great. I think he does a great job in it. Really, really good. The Blue Ranger, however,
Oh no.
looks like he's taken loads of drugs and then he's reached 50 or 60, however old he is, and he's now paying for it. You know how like Ozzy Osbourne looks? And it's very clear that he's done all the drugs on Earth, and now he's getting a bit melty.
Yeah.
Same with the Blue Ranger. They'll do the thing where they aim the morphers at the screen and they say it's morphin' time. And the Black Ranger says it, I'm like, yeah, cool. But the Blue Ranger says it, and you can just tell his heart's not in it. And it's just a little bit depressing watching a slightly melty 50-year-old man just go, it's morphin' time. Because he doesn't believe it's morphin' time. I don't.
Is it a bit like when Lightning McQueen says, with a little bit of rusties and a whole lot of luck, you two can look like me.
Ka-chow.
Yeah.
It's just like that.
Same
Fantastic.
energy. Same
So
energy. You
it's
get
exactly the same energy. But it was kind of nice. It made part of my heart happy, but at the same time I was like, I wish they just hadn't. Yeah, the final thing. Me and my fiance have very much gotten into a child's cartoon this week called Bluey.
Oh, I was literally
Oh,
about to
no.
say, have you fallen onto the Bluey train?
Yes, I have fallen onto the Bluey train.
You've fallen onto the Bluey train. Airport? I'm not going to the airport.
I don't know what's
Okay.
going on now.
I haven't seen that episode, which I'm presuming you're referring
Neither
to.
have I. All my Bluey knowledge is from fucking TikTok.
It is the most amazing, mildly cursed children's show I have ever seen. By children's show, I mean like ages, I don't know,
Yeah.
1 to
Please.
6.
If you were going to sell it to us like a sales pitch,
Mm-hmm.
what are some of the key best points of Bluey?
It's a show for toddlers made for adults, right?
Yeah, it still has the adult themes in there that you have to, obviously, you can pick up if you're paying attention.
Like gratuitous violence and sex and stuff.
No, like, what is it? What's Bluey's mum's called? What's
Chili.
her fucking name? Yeah, her sister had a miscarriage, and that was hinted in one of the things. But obviously, a child's never going to pick that up.
It's hinted at in it's Chili herself who's had the miscarriage.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Because there's an episode where Bluey and her sister Bingo are pretending to be pregnant, and Bluey puts a balloon under her top and it bursts.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And then the dad goes and like comforts the mum and everything. There's this massive theory that she had a miscarriage and Bluey's actually the second child, not the first. And then it covers stuff like depression and anxiety, and it's just really
creators
solid.
knew what they were doing. They
Absolutely.
knew what they were doing. I think they hit that. They banged it on the head. Perfect.
There's just so many adult jokes through the entire thing.
Ah.
Like there's a bit. I watched the episode today called Takeaway. The entire episode. It's only like 9 minutes. It's based outside of a Chinese takeaway, and Dad goes in to pick it up, and he comes out and they're like, right, let's go. And he goes, they've forgotten the spring rolls. Let me go get them. So he orders them, and then he comes back out to the kids and he's like, it's gonna be 5 minutes, and then it's just 5 minutes of absolute fucking chaos. And the youngest one, Bingo, is like,
Oh, Dad, I need a wee.
and the dad's like, okay, right, it's gonna have to be a bushwheat. So the dad picks up Bingo and just like holds her near a bush, and it's just silent, and you can just hear this dog pissing because they're all dogs. Bingo's pissing, and then Bingo just looks up at the dad and goes,
Dad, is everything in the world made of atoms?
and then it just cuts.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's really weird. I think we need to come on to the big bit of news for what we've been up to, which is the fact that we met up in person for the first time since starting this podcast. We came out for 2 nights. Friday night, we just had a couple of drinks, played some board games. But then the trouble really started on a Saturday.
I bought a 3-headed flail from a blacksmith.
Highlight of the journey there, though, was when we sang the song Look at My Enormous Penis right down the motorway. That was pretty good. Then in the evening, we went out.
Can I retell this story?
You absolutely can.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, please. Because I've told 1,000 people this story. I've got it down to a T.
Hey,
Everyone I meet,
who are you telling? Who are you telling, bro?
the entirety of my companies.
I've told my mum, my dad.
But we turn up. What was the place called, Harry? What's the
Red Dog Saloon.
Red
was it,
Dog
Red Dog
Saloon.
So we turn up and we all sit down. We're like, we'll have a cheeky, sort of about an hour or so for dinner before we went to see the D&D movie. We're looking at their menus. I think Harry's having some burger. I was having chicken and waffles.
The Gooey Louie.
That was it. You had the gooey Louie, didn't you?
Yeah.
As the waitress comes over, Kim's like, don't worry, lads, I'll order last. We're like, oh, okay. Goes round. She looks down at him and he just goes,
What's that?
he just sort of grunts and points at the top of the menu where this wing challenge was. And she's like, oh, well, it's a wing challenge. They're quite spicy.
And he's like, yeah, I'll have that, and then I'll have some chips and some other things and a bit.
All these other sides, right? To what was it? To have once you were done. That's it.
Because that wouldn't fill him up.
Because it wouldn't fill him up.
Yeah.
Six wings? I'm sure it's only 6 wings.
It was 6 wings. 6 wings in 10 minutes was the deal.
That was it. 6 wings, 10 minutes, and a 5-minute burn time at the end.
If you ate them all, you got 10% off.
10% for life.
10% for life. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I'll just do it 10 times and I'll have 100% off for life, and then I can eat here for free forever.
That was the best
Easy.
bit when he was sat there before going, oh yeah, I'll just do it twice, get 20% off. I'll do it loads of times. You guys can have them. Yeah, it'll be easy, no problem.
Easy.
Not an issue.
Another waitress walked past, sees he's got the little waiver to sign, and she's like, oh, did you know only 1 in 30's actually passed it?
What is that all?
Is that all? Oh, easy. So lo and behold, this bloke in a gilet inside, which I thought was a bit weird, comes out with a hot plate, gloves on, holding these 6 wings. And in Kian's defense, they were steaming. So temperature-wise, like physical temperature-wise, they were really, really hot.
Yeah, that fucked me up, first of all. They were fucking fresh off the grill. They were so hot.
He banged one glove on like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, you just ditched the other one.
Do you need 2 gloves? Nah, Kian, don't need 2 gloves, just 1.
Good old key in 1 glove.
The gilet man started the timer, and Kian grabbed the first one, just dashed it into the plate. The classic technique, which is the best technique for flats.
To be fair, it was quite impressive.
And that went straight down the hole. It's like, boom, got it.
And to be fair, after that first wing, Jake, you and I got quite competitive on behalf of Kian.
Oh, yeah.
And we were shouting instructions at you.
We were very excited. Yeah, go on, smash it. Easy, you've got this. Bangs the second one down. And that splashed some sauce onto my arm, onto Mr. Gilet Man's phone. And as you flick that into your mouth with a figure, it flicks. Was it hot sauce in your eye as well, Kian?
Directly onto my eye. I felt it land on the wet bit of my eye.
And just to clarify, it was ghost chili sauce. I think that's quite an important part.
So I tasted the little bit that went onto my arm. I went, oh, that's actually really, really fucking spicy. Like, really, really spicy. But we started taking the piss out of Kian, as good friends do, saying, you don't need eyes to eat. You don't need to see. Just keep going. Just eat them. Don't be a bitch. And Mr. Gilet Man.
It was just because Kian was going, oh, boys, it's in my eye. I feel sick. I don't know if I can continue.
I can't see.
I can't see. And that's when we said, shut up, just eat it. You don't need eyes to eat.
And the Gilet Man was laughing but also concerned because we were being horrible to Kian. We took his pint away because we were like, can't drink nothing, you ain't having a drink. And in Kian's defense, he did then debone the next 4 chicken wings. But you tapped out then before you could eat them. And that's when you went upstairs to rinse your eye out. And our food came, so me and Harry just chilled for a little bit. I ate a small bit of the chicken. I had a little taster thinking I was a hard nut. And I probably had like a thumbnail sized amount of chicken. I was in a lot of pain. But I thought, we'll go check on Kian. We'll go make sure he's okay. So I went up there.
He'd been in there like Keen. You've been in there like 20 minutes. By the time we
Oh,
were
yeah.
like, we should go check on him.
Yeah, to be fair, I wasn't paying attention for quite a while. It's a good job Harry asked, so I left you up there for a bit longer. But I went up there and all the cubicle doors were shut. And this is where I am a best friend, and this is how best friends do. I remembered that on the way down, me and Kian had been chatting about a few things, and we chatted about Kill Bill and the whistling part because it's in one of his favourite songs, Chill Bill. I thought rather than go, "Ooh, Kian, are you okay?" and let people know his name, I'll go for a piss. I'll wash my hands, and while I wash my hands, I'll whistle that theme tune. And as I'm doing that, all I hear is. And I was like, "Yo, what's up, bro?" It's like, and I banged the door. He opened the door, and although Kian, you aren't like the darkest of people, you opened that door and you were 1, shirtless, 2, on the floor and sweating, and 3, looked about as Caucasian as I do. So I was quite concerned, and I've never seen someone in such a shit state, just looking absolutely horrendous. Then like a friend, I rinsed his eyes out because got him up off the floor, went and ordered him a milkshake. Had to come back for round 2 as well. I had to go back up there with more eye wash. And I don't think you understand, Kian. I had to push my way through a bunch of random men to get to the cubicle door to then have you open it and let me in. And then I closed it.
It looked hella sketchy.
It looked the sketchiest.
I was trying to say, whilst you two were fucking about up there, I was sat down there by myself. Several members of staff came over to me and were like,
is everything okay with your meal?
and I was like, yep, yeah, all good, all good. And then one of them came over, the guy in the fucking puffer vest, and was like,
is he okay?
I was like, I don't know, he's been up there about 45 minutes. And he looked proper panicked. And I was like, it's probably fine, I won't worry about it.
Mate, that was very few times in my life that I thought I was going to die, and that was one of them right there. That was fucking horrendous. I was sweating so much that when I was laying on the floor, I was kind of like sliding around like an ice hockey table.
Talking of Kian sleeping.
What a weird segue.
Well, no, Jake, I think me and you probably woke up about the same time. I came in at like, 9, half 9? We just sat and chatted for a while. And we wanted to watch Vox Machina, and it got to 11 or 12, and Kian was still asleep. So we came and knocked on the room where Kian was sleeping. Fast asleep, Jake walks over, gently rocks you. Kian, mate, we want to watch Vox Machina. You got to wake up. Nothing at all. Shaking him a bit harder. Kian, you got to wake up. You got to wake up. I'm in the hallway laughing my ass off because this just looks fucking ridiculous. Jake was like bouncing you on the bed, mate.
I said that I could have like assaulted Kian and he wouldn't have woken up.
We were talking at full volume and Kian was not moving. Sleeping naked.
Oh yeah. No, he wears shorts when he sleeps on people's houses.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't see your bottom half when you were here. And then at the start you just went, oh yeah, sleep naked, and I thought, oh no.
I can't sleep naked at other people's houses. Why if I need to attack? Why if I need to fight with an attacker at night? It's just.
Why do you think we're going to attack you?
I don't fucking know.
What are we going to do? The last result of us all meeting up was Kian bought me a lovely new T-shirt, which says, "This is my human costume. I'm actually a mole," which I love dearly.
Well, that's a bit fucking weird.
Do we have news stories for this week?
I have an upsetting news story from the field, which I've been dying not to tell you.
From the field.
So the other day, I was just scrolling through TikTok while at work because obviously you know me, I like to do a lot of work, and there was just this little gnome just dawdling about on my screen, and it was playing like some NPC music, and I was like, oh, do you want to be hella chill? I do the rest of my work. It's just I'd find some gnome music and listen to it. So I put into Spotify, I searched for gnome, right? And the top stuff was Romeo and Juliet. And then it was like gnomes are real, and then it was gnome hunting, hunting gnomes, gnome hunting. That's
Yeah.
the sort of stuff that came along, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, gnome hunting!" And I spent ages listening to these. I've listened to hours of gnome hunting playlists, and then TikTok must have got into my phone and been like, "Oh, Jake likes to listen to gnome hunting music. Let's educate him on gnome hunting." So there's a few funny videos and a few things where they're like, haha, millions wear hats and gnomes are real. We've got to get all the gnomes. Let's hunt the gnomes. Harry, do you know what that actually means?
Gnome hunting.
It's about gnomes are actually Jews, and gnome hunting is part of like a Nazism sort of thing. It's just it was a massive meme, but at the same time, just Nazis and about killing loads of Jews.
It is
I'm-
literally on about Nazis.
Very upset that the Nazis have taken the gnomes from us.
Yeah, but I was like bragging to people at work about the sick playlist I've been listening to. It's awesome.
No.
Right.
Oh, imagine if they found out what it meant.
Well, I told one of them because he asked me what it was called today,
No.
and I didn't even realize that some of the music in there is just like German war music, but in like some drum and bass.
Jake.
It
Come
just
on.
didn't cross my mind that they were connected. I was like, oh, okay, this sounds interesting, because I like 99 Red Balloons, but the German version, it's just 99 Red Luftballon.
Sounds close to Luftwaffe.
It does. 99 red Luftwaffe knocking at your door. Luftwaffe, let me in!
Wait, why would you be letting the Luftwaffe in?
I'm here for gnome hunting. I don't know where I'm from either. I don't know what accent that
That
was.
sounded a bit Scottish, but either way.
I'm here for
But yeah,
gnome hunting.
the other things that are in those dog whistle groups is the 2 lightning bolts.
Yeah.
In people's usernames, obviously for the SS.
Oh, my God.
And HH.
8 yeah, 8 because H is the 8th letter of the alphabet, and HH, Hail Hitler. The other one is of basically it's this
The
sculpture.
statue.
Yeah, of the sculpture, which was actually made by a Nazi sculpture made whenever the Nazis were in power. That's another one that people see. And there's a few other little ones, but the gnome hunting is the main one.
Anyway,
I did the knocking on my desk, and I got a text from my partner saying, "Are you okay in there? I heard a bang." And I put, "Yeah, sorry, I was pretending to be a gnome hunter." And she said, "A gnome hunter? Sounds serious. How does one join for gnome hunters? I'd like to be one." And then I replied, "It turns out it's a Nazi code for hunting Jews." And she just put, "Oh, I don't want to be a gnome hunter anymore." That's nuts, though, that there's so many like codes and stuff for people. Like, it's a lot of effort, isn't it, to be a Nazi?
I don't think it's a lot of effort. Just hate people and be angry.
I'm having deja vu. I swear we've had this conversation in the past before.
Yeah, who's the one that can't remember anything now?
Well, let's face it. All three of us have 2 things in common. Number 1, poor memory. Number 2, receding hairline. So,
hey, I
Speak
resent
for your fucking self.
you outing me.
I do not have. That's one thing that doesn't run in my family.
well, no. Whilst you're asleep and not waking up, I'm driving down to where you live and slowly plucking away hairs every night.
Slowly picking up.
I'm the midnight barber.
I've got your lock. I've got a lock from your gate. That's me.
He's the new cryptid, the Midnight Barber.
Midnight barber. I have a news story. Well, I've got a normal news and I've got a little bit of spooky news, but not too much spooky news this week.
Oh.
My normal news is marathon runner caught taking a poo in stranger's garden on a home doorbell video.
Yes!
It's
That's horrendous.
quite impressive. Apparently, it's from the Boston Marathon. It's obviously from like a Ring doorbell or something. And this guy just comes along, goes into this person's front garden, goes right up into the corner underneath a tree, and obviously starts to take a shit. But then, like, it must have been a bystander walks down to see where this guy's just gone.
It's the guy. No, it's the guy who owns the house. It's his house.
No way.
I've seen the full thing. Yeah, Moist Critical did a video on it, and it was the guy who owns the house. Yeah.
Oh my god. They just stare at each other whilst he's shitting. And when he gets back up, he's obviously got nothing to wipe with. So let's hope he had a ghost poo. And he just pulls his trousers back up, runs back through the trees, and joins the race again. It's a quick poo, though. I'll tell you that. He doesn't take no time. This is a common thing, isn't it? People going for runs or going on bike rides and then just shitting in people's gardens or on the side of the road. I see it all the time.
You've tuned into Harry's Mystery Segment.
Spooky news for this week. I got 3 quick ones, which I don't think are going to be debunked anytime soon. Number 1, Pentagon's UFO tracking efforts still find no alien origins. However, they have now revealed that they are currently reviewing over 650 UFO incidents.
What do you mean reviewing?
So it's stuff like where they've gone out on drills or whatever, and the pilots have said, "Oh, I've spotted something. I'm not sure what it is," and it's been caught on their like dash cam things. And then I think what they've been doing is they just put them all in one place and don't review them. But now it's hit such a large number, like Kean with his work tickets, that it's hit such a large number that he has no choice. They have no choice but to go through them now, and it's over 650. Which is fucking nuts. And I've got some more cryptidy news, I think, or possibly aliens. This is somewhere in between. Texas cattle found dead with tongues cut out. Initially, I read this and thought, oh, it's just some American lunatic who's cutting tongues out. However, it then gets weird. So this happened in Texas, and 6 cattle were found with their tongues removed. The weirder part is that there was no blood spilled, and there were no signs of a struggle. You could obviously see where it had been cut out, and it looked like it had been done surgically and like super precise. Apparently, there was extremely precise, clean cuts which had been made to the hide around a cow's mouth, but only on one side. It apparently left most of the face undamaged, really, and they found no evidence of predators or people or anything.
I would argue that's more aliens than cryptids.
Yeah.
I don't think Bigfoot's being careful.
No, I think that's more aliens. However, talking of Bigfoot, great news if you're a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch, because a county in Washington has officially declared itself as a refuge for Bigfoots. So they've announced that in Clallam County in Washington, bipedal ape-like beasts are welcome. So that's great news. If you've lost your home to debt or deforestation, yeah, just come over to Washington. You'll be absolutely fine. All are welcome as long as you're a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot. But that's that. That's your kind of weekly spooky news update. Gim, what is your news story?
I've got a mixed variety. I got a funny one. I got one that makes me angry, and I have a spooky one.
Oh my god, Kian's mystery segment.
Want to hear?
Which
one do you want to hear first?
Let's start with funny.
Well, it's funny to us, but probably not.
God.
Pensioner killed by a flying cow that was hit by a train and flung 100 foot while urinating on tracks.
What the fuck?
An 82-year-old sadly died instantly last week after an express train hit a group of cows, launching one 100 foot into the air before parts of it landed just over 30 meters away onto the poor pensioner, killing him on the scene.
And it was
Who was urinating on the tracks? Was it the pensioner or was it the cows?
A second person standing near the pensioner as he relieved himself. So yeah, it was the pensioner pissing on the tracks. It wasn't the cow. He's just there Dwayning the Johnson. Next thing you know, this cow's got fucking turned into mist, and you just got whacked by cow parts. We go for the angry. Oh, do I go for no? We go for the spooky one.
Okay, spooky. Yeah.
You've tuned into Kian Mystery Segment.
Angry ghost chillingly blamed for restaurant fire after TV hunters disturbed them.
I saw this.
I was like, wait, what?
What is this?
I didn't know we're still making these fucking ghost hunting TV shows.
Of course we are.
I thought that was a late 2000s thing. I have not seen any of them.
Yeah, we're still making them.
Shit.
Well, not me personally, but
long story short, down in Devon, there was some fucking ghost hunting thing. And after the people left, all of a sudden, a day later, their tumble dryer caught fire and caused 25 grand's worth of damage. And they blamed it on the ghosts being disturbed.
Fucking hell. What's your angry news?
This one makes me furious for a different reason. And I've seen it firsthand. And then when I saw the news title, I was like, I was angry before, and now I'm still angry. Basically, the title is Leg Lengthening Surgery Gain Popularity Among Men as the, quote, short jokes keep going on.
This was my second choice today, and I decided not to go for it in case one of us had it.
I know, but here's the thing I don't get. The first video I saw, right? And the comments reinforce this. There's, was it Brazilian or some whatever YouTuber or TikToker or whatever the fuck is, some internet personality, was 5'4", had the shin lengthening thing, and now he's 5'6".
That's no point.
Right?
That's no, yeah.
Exactly. I was like, you're still short. You've gone through. You have to go through like physiotherapy. You can't walk properly. All this to still be short. It's not like they're gonna make you 6 foot. So what's the fucking point?
That's what, 2
I don't
inches?
understand. Yeah, I don't understand.
You should only do it if you are either 5'11" or 6 foot, or if you're 6'7".
Yeah.
That's the only 2 times.
Why are you doing it when you're short? Like giving you that extra 2, 3, maybe 4. What's the point? You're still short.
You're
What are
not
you
getting
doing?
4 inches out of that.
It's like me doing it. I'm relatively short. At no
And you're
point
angry
has
all the time.
Has that thought ever crossed my mind to go, oh, I might just get me fucking shins made a little bit bigger so I could be a big man. Fuck off. You're short. You always be short. That's little dick energy.
Show me what you got.
The question this week, as we revealed last week, was what the fuck is happening in the world of Dr. Seuss and how would you fix it? Before we dive into this one, I just want to say that the views and opinions of Dr. Seuss are not reflected by this podcast. Well, I did learn that one of his first books he illustrated was called The Pocket Book of Boners.
Sorry.
One of the first books he illustrated was called The Pocket Book of Boners. Of course, boner referring to like a goof or a little whoopsie daisy, a little muck up, a little funny. But then his top books are The Cat in the Hat, The Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Green Eggs and Ham, and The Lorax. And another one was Horton Hears a Who. So they're some of his top ones. How familiar are you guys with those?
I'm pretty familiar with
familiar.
quite a few of them.
I've only ever seen the Cat in the Hat movie, but I know there's a movie of the Lorax and Horton Hears a Who.
Yeah.
I speak for the trees.
I did some research earlier and started watching a 4-part internet essay on Horton Hears a Who. And in that, isn't it like that there's a whole world on a speck of dust or something?
Yeah.
My theory that I present to you, every Dr. Seuss thing happens in the same world, and they're just all on different specks of dust. And I can kind of back this up, because there's a Christmas card from the Dr. Seuss, I don't know, family, corporation, I don't know what you want to call it, and it's got, on the front of it, it's the Grinch stealing Christmas shit, but then helping him is Thing 1 and Thing 2 from The Cat in the Hat.
Ooh.
So I have reason to believe these are all happening in the same world.
So just to clarify, when we mention The Cat in the Hat, do we mean the live-action film? Because then that puts humans in the same world as Dr. Seuss, or do we mean the book where humans weren't there and it was still Whovian people?
Good question. I'm gonna say let's go with the film, because I think we've all seen the film.
Long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, a long time ago, but I mean, it sticks with you. It's like
that. Yeah. That's the reason we don't have any more live-action Dr. Seuss films.
I saw so many essays saying that like the cat from The Cat in the Hat is one of the 7 princes of hell, and it comes to just cause pure malevolence. And Thing 1 and Thing 2 are his like demon minion assistants from hell. And then there's another theory that the cat is the kid's dad, like a Mrs. Doubtfire situation, where he has to dress up as his cat in a hat to spend time with his kids. The part of how would you fix it, I should have really thought this question through more when I wrote it. But I think what I mean is like similar to the furry question, where you wake up one day and you're in a Dr. Seuss world.
Oh shit! I'm in a Dr. Seuss world.
Yeah, everything around you, the world as you know it has become Dr. Seussy. And there's things like the Cat in the Hat and the Lorax, and there's worlds and specks of dust, and you might be a speck of dust. How would you bring order to the world of Dr. Seuss?
So step number one is I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to take a leaf out of the Cat in the Hat book. All right, crossed with the Lorax. Right. I don't know, Harry, if you know a key point of the Lorax, because it's a global warming metaphor. Yeah, and like worry that the corporate machine eats everything up, and then you have nothing left, right? So, in the Lorax, they start making the Thneeds, and it's the single thing that everyone needs. It's like a scarf and a mop and a top and all sorts of other things.
Oh, I thought you were about to go off in 1 minute. I was like, here we go.
Oh, no.
He's rapping.
But they cut down all the trees, and then there's no more oxygen. But this one bloke starts selling oxygen to people, right?
Okay.
Now, if that happens, and you're the Horton Hears a Who people on a speck of dust in that world, then you'd all die of oxygen starvation way before anyone else did. But if they're a speck of dust in your world, it means that all dusts have atmosphere, which I think is just too complicated to think about. So instead, I'd be an agent of chaos, just doing whatever I wanted, because in all of the Dr. Seuss worlds, there's like one main character, maybe a couple sidekicks, and then everyone else are just NPCs, like to the max.
Okay.
Like the Grinch, for instance, it's a horrible person. They all bullied him, but then he was like, "I'm gonna live and just eat glass and shout at people," and everyone was like, "Cool, there's a crazy man on the hill." But other than that, we're gonna sing and do Whovian things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with NPC level behavior like that, I'll just steal. I don't think no one's going to know what verbal assault is, are they? He didn't write much about that. To start conspiracy theories, telling lies to children. I'd be a trash human being. It'd be fantastic.
Well, I mean, Kia, would you do the same, or are you going to try fix it?
Nah, there's no fixing. It's the same as the other one, world domination. But obviously, it's a Dr. Seuss world, so you're gonna need to be slick with the tongue to be able to pull something off and take it over. I'm currently trying to think something off the top of my head.
Are you trying to do some rhymes?
Trying to do some rhymes.
I've googled something for a reason, but I can't remember why I googled it.
We're all losing our fucking marbles.
We are.
Maybe we do belong in a Dr. Seuss world because they're all off the fucking rails.
I think I'm going to deviate slightly from you two, with Jake leaving things to, be as they are, and Key and using the power of rhyme to somehow dominate the world. I believe that the Cat in the Hat, from the Cat in the Hat, is probably the most powerful entity in the world. So I would, I don't know, try to get the Cat in a Hat on my side. And there's so many rhymes in these stories that maybe it is like how with a demon, if you know its true name, you get power over it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a similar thing. Like if you do loads of rhymes, you can control it. Because I swear there's a second Cat in the Hat book where you see him he pulls his hat off and he pulls out like mini versions of himself. But you do see like clones of him in different costumes and stuff. So if he can self-duplicate and just one of him causes all this fucking cursed chaos, imagine an army. It doesn't matter how many worlds are settled on specks of dust. I've got cats in their hats.
Or if you get dogs in the box. Hippos in a Zippo. There's loads.
Hippos in a Zippo. Or you just open one of their lighters and a load of hippos just fucking emerge from it like a pokeball.
There's 4 guys on a ship and they have 5 cigarettes but no lighter. How do they smoke the cigarettes?
You throw one of the cigarettes out the boat, and the boat's lighter.
Becomes a little lighter.
Oh my god.
Everyone has the worst joke they've ever heard. I think I got the worst one. Harry, you might need to cut this out. But I'm gonna ask Harry because I think Jacob probably heard it before. Here you go, Harry. How do you know?
I don't know if I'm going to have to bleep that one out. To conclude that section, Jake, in a few words, what are you doing?
I'm causing as much chaos as possible.
In order to steal.
Yeah,
right?
I'm just going to gaslight who's.
Excellent. Kian, you're taking over through the power of rhyme.
Here's the thing: do the people inside
Oh, here we go.
the world of Dr. Seuss know they're in Dr. Seuss? Do they know who their almighty creator is?
No.
Just out of interest, if I turn up to a who's house and just say hippity hoppity, you're now my property, am I a slave owner?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got one thief / slave owner, one dictator, most likely, and power through the cat in the hat for me.
Can I change the word slave to intern?
Yeah, that checks out.
Involuntary intern.
Yeah.
Hey, Harry.
Yeah.
How many babies does it take to paint a room?
Depends how hard you throw them.
Oh, I was just about to say that.
What's the difference between a truck full of sand and a truck full of dead babies? You can't pick up sand with a pitchfork.
Oh my god!
How do you stop a baby from spinning around on the floor? Nail its other hand to the floor.
Of course.
What's brown and goggles?
Please stop.
A baby in an oven.
Oh.
How'd you get 100 babies into a bucket?
I don't know.
With a blender. How'd you get them back out? With Doritos. What's funnier than a dead baby?
Stop.
Dead baby in a clown costume. How do you make a dead baby float?
What are you doing?
Tall glass of soda and 2 scoops of baby. What do you call a dead baby pinned to your wall? Art.
So next week's question is going to be... Would Slender Man really be that much of a problem? Please follow us. You can find us on Twitter at YeahWhatOfItPod. You can find us on Instagram at YeahWhatOfItPodcast. You can find us on TikTok at YeahWhatOfItPodcast. And you can also find us on YouTube just by searching YeahWhatOfItPodcast. Please follow.
You can find us under the stairs.
Please like. You can find us under the stairs. We're under your bed as well.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. This has been the Yeah What of It podcast, your #1 plays for absolute shite of the week. I've been your host, Kian, along with, as always,
your boy Jake.
And the small, not insecure, happy with his short legs, Harry.
That was a long pause for a short bloke.
Fuck's sake. We'll catch you next week. Goodbye.
Yeah, what of it?